ashangilie Bwana Yesu. Si mtu ashangilie Bwana Yesu. It's a song of the season. Zilipovuma, Bwana amekuwa pamoja na sisi. Bwana amesimama na sisi. Bwana asifiwe. Clocking 52 out of 52 weeks is by the grace of God. This is one of the most powerful laws. We said in the book of give me John 13:17. We have been engaging that verse. John 13:17. John 13:17. Kwenye dhoruba umekuwa katika jangwa, kwenye dhoruba umekuwa katika jangwa, kwenye dhoruba umekuwa. If you know these things, blessed are you if you do them. If you know these things, blessed are you if you do them. Today we are talking about the law of attraction. Please write this down, and we are going to write very powerful instructions. And I don't want to be excited, that's why I'm trying to calm myself down. It's a very powerful thing. The law of attraction. This is for serious people. This is for serious people. If you want to make impact in life, you need to understand this. Nitaomba uelewe. This is a law that I bumped into it while in my normal adventure and encounters with God in the year 2017. You have once and again heard me talk about the law of attraction. You have heard me tell you that I avoid watching news, and whatever is important to me, it comes to me by the law of attraction. Several times you have heard me mention the law of attraction. Try to fine-tune the microphone until it comes vizuri. Umesikia mara mingi nikiongelelea this law. I don't share things with the church until I have come to a place of epignosis. I don't teach a subject. I may understand something from a personal level, but I'll stay with it until it becomes part of my life. Yeah, you are coming up. And this is a very powerful law. This is a very powerful law. And is spiritual. Success is not a matter of your background. It's not a matter of your education. Hizi ni vitu nimekuja kuelewa baadaye. And thank God you are hearing these things. And that's why every time unasikia mtu anauliza mwingine amesoma, is not successful, is not prosperous, kuna mwingine ambaye hajasoma. Today I will demystify that mystery. I will demystify that mystery, because success is not about your background. Yeah, good now. Success is not about your level of education. Success is spiritual and is, while I was browsing, life is deeper than you know. Life is deeper than you know. And sometimes these guys might be wrong. But let me tell you, there is something very powerful about the spirituality of life. Now these guys are using scientific principles to predict whether it's going to rain or it's not going to rain. And by using those principles, unaona things are falling into place. Because hakukuwa na dalili za mvua, but I saw, and it triggered something into my spirit. And many times tunaonanga, even they will predict, wasema kutakuwa na floods. Na unaona seriously mvua inanyesha na inakuwa na floods. There's something about this life. If you believe in scientific principles, you should also believe in spiritual laws. Nipunguzia hai. I'm really struggling with the sharp sound. If you really believe about the scientific principles, ikona base mingi, jaribu tu utakuja. Jinsi nilivyo ni wewe Mungu umeniwezesha. Hapa nilipo, jinsi nilivyo
ni wewe umeniwezesha.
Hapa nilipo,
hapa nilipo
jangwa,
katika jangwa,
kwenye dhoruba umekuwa nami. Katika jangwa,
kwenye dhoruba umekuwa nami.
The law of attraction. It states, we are writing, I will come down so that we capture this thing. It states that which is like unto itself, that which is like unto itself. It states that which is like unto itself is drawn. That which is like unto itself is drawn. Very powerful. It states that which is like unto itself is drawn. We are writing. It states that which is like unto itself is drawn. Thank you. That which is like unto itself is drawn. Very powerful. Very powerful law. That is, continue writing. That is, you get what you are thinking about, whether you want it or not. You get what you are thinking about, whether you want it or not. This is a mystery. I'm sharing to you my deep mysteries. You get what you are thinking about, whether you want it or not. That is, you get what you are thinking about, whether you want it or not. That which is like unto itself is drawn. You get what you are thinking about, whether you want it or not. Let me tell you, this is a very serious mystery I am opening up to you. Very serious mystery. Kama kuna kitu serious unafaa kushika moja ni ambao ninakufunza hii ya leo. Inasema that which is unto itself is drawn. That which is like unto itself is drawn. In other words, have you ever heard people say that the birds of the same feathers flock together? The birds of the same feathers, depending on your English, your teacher of English, the birds of the same feathers flock together. It's a spiritual principle. That which is like unto itself is drawn. That which is like unto itself is drawn. In other words, zile vitu ambazo zinafanana zinavurutana. And I'm making it very simple. Is a principle of the mind that you get what you are thinking about, whether you want it or not. Chochote ambacho unafikiria, you attract, whether you want it or not. By the virtue of you are thinking about that thing, you begin to attract it. Psalms 42 verse number 2, verse number 7. Psalms 42 verse number 7. That which is like unto itself is drawn. Psalms 42 verse number 7. Jinsi nilivyo ni wewe Mungu niwezesha. Hapa nilipo jinsi nilivyo
ni wewe umeniwezesha. Hapa nilipo jinsi nilivyo ni wewe umeniwezesha.
Look at this, everybody. Give me KJV. Deep calleth unto deep. Deep calleth unto deep. Whatever is deep calleth unto deep. Hello? Hello? Deep calleth unto deep. Whatever is like unto itself is drawn. And the Bible says, deep calleth unto deep. This is a spiritual law. And you get what you are thinking about, whether you want it or not. You have several times. 1, 2, check. Umesikia, let me make it a bit simpler for you. I know you can relate with these things. Sometimes haujakuwa ukielewa. There is a way you begin your day. Na kama umeanza your day vibaya, hiyo day yote itakaa vibaya. Are you here? Are you here? I know that one you are familiar with. No, you are not conscious of what is happening. Haujakuwa ukielewa ni nini. Lakini hiyo tunaelewa. Ya kwamba kuna vile ukianza siku vibaya, unasikia watu wakiambia mwingine usinipee mkosi asubuhi. There is a way you may begin your day in a bad position, and throughout the day you will attract bad things. You will attract misfortunes. Kama umeamka vibaya na kugombana, hata katika safari utaingia gari ya mikosi, mahali utaenda utapata ni mikosi, because there is something called the law of attraction. Whatever is like unto itself is drawn. If you are thinking negatively, throughout the day you are going to attract negative things. It's a spiritual law. It's a spiritual law. Nothing merely shows up in your experience. You attract it. All of it, no exceptions. Nothing shows up in your experience. You attract it. All of it, no exceptions. Nothing shows up in your experience. You attract it. All of it, no exceptions. Nothing just merely shows up in your experience. You attract it. All of it, no exceptions. There is nothing that just shows up in your life. Pay attention. Nothing shows up in your life. You attract it. There is no exception. Hakuna kitu kinafanyika kwa maisha yako inafanya tu ku show up from. You have heard me several times telling you that problems gravitate toward their solution. You have heard me tell you so. Problems will always gravitate towards their solutions. It's a law of attraction. There is nothing that shows up in your life just by coincidence. Your mind is like a magnet, and whatever you are thinking on your mind, you magnetize and you attract it. Your mind has got very strong forces, and by the virtue of thinking, you begin to attract what you are thinking about. Your mind is like a magnet. Hakuna kitu kinafanyika kwa maisha yako. But you have heard me tell you several times that I think in pictures. And let me tell you, it's a law. It's a law. It's a law. This is how we create things spiritually. You remember the time that we wanted to make up this thing. I want to show you by experience. When we wanted to renovate this place, we came with an idea of putting the CNC. We had no money. Let me tell you, this is a very powerful law. We never had no money. I mean, we had no money. And what I did, I went and nikatoa picha na nikachora vile hiyo kitu nataka ikae. You remember in one of the midweek services niliwaambia, in my mind I know vile hiyo wala walikuwa hiyo kitu itakuwa hivi na itakuwa hivyo. And let me tell you, this is a very powerful law. It began to trigger someone to come and take care of the budget. And this is how this thing was done, by the law of attraction. If you think about it, if you can see it with your mind, you can attract it. It's a very powerful law. Very powerful law. It's a very powerful law. You are like a magnet, attracting unto the essence of that which you are thinking. You are like a magnet. jinsi nilivyo ni wewe Mungu niwezesha. Hapa nilipo
jinsi nilivyo ni wewe umeniwezesha.
Hapa nilipo
Hapa nilipo jinsi nilivyo ni wewe umeniwezesha.
Thank you. You get what you are thinking about, whether you want it or you don't want it. Whether you want it or you don't want it. The larger the thoughts grow, the more it draws unto it. The larger the thought grows, the more it draws unto it. The larger the thought grows, the more it draws unto it. When you see something you would like to experience and you say, yes, I would like to have that, through your attention to it, you invite it into your experience. Unapoona kitu and you are like, I want to buy that car. Let me tell you, and follow to the end, you'll understand. And you like, I would love to have such kind of a thing. By the virtue of thinking about it and even saying it, you have released powerful forces and your mind has begun attracting that thing. Has begun, and it will begin to gravitate towards you. And everyone, kila mtu asikize hii. In life, chochote ambacho unafikiria, kila mtu anisikize, chochote ambacho unakipea attention, kama unakitaka ama ukitaki, kinakuja. Kila mtu asikize. Na nowadays we don't pray like this. Ninakataa umaskini. By the virtue of kusema ninakataa umaskini, you are giving umaskini attention. Please get this. You by the virtue of kusema ninakataa umaskini, you are giving umaskini attention. You say, I am rich. This is okay. Go to Romans 4. Hapa nilipo jinsi nilivyo ni wewe umeniwezesha. Hapa nilipo 4:17.
Jinsi nilivyo ni wewe umeniwezesha.
Romans 4:17. Romans 4:17. You don't pray, ninakataa umaskini, ninavunja uchawi. You are giving uchawi attention. Look at this. This is very powerful. Look at Abraham. As it is written, I have made you a father of many nations, in the presence of him who believed, God who gives life to the dead and calls those things which do not exist as though they did. Look at this. He calls things that do not exist as though they did. So, kama uko mgonjwa, you don't say ninakataa ugonjwa. You call what you want. Are you getting? Who calls things which do not exist as though they did. So, you don't say I refuse to be sick. No. You say I am healthy. You know, by the virtue of saying ninakataa ugonjwa, you are giving attention to ugonjwa and your mind will begin to attract. So you call things that you want to attract, you give them attention. So you want good health, so you say I am healthy. And by the virtue of saying I am healthy, your mind begins to attract good health. It's a deep thing. It's a deep thing. Have you realized? Yale makanisa, and with no need to belittle any man of God. Yale makanisa, every time ya toka ninakemea, toka shetani enda. Hiyo ndio unaonanga watu wengi wanakuaga na mapepo. Sababu gani? Sababu that which is like unto himself is drawn. Kama kila wakati unafikiria mapepo, lazima mapepo yatakuja. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. Wala tu every time you're thinking about mapepo, shetani, toka, you realize hakuna service ya Yesu isha kama kabla mapepo haijatoka. It's a spiritual law. It's a spiritual law. Spiritual law. There is a certain thought. There is a certain thought there vibrating, looking unto which is like unto itself to be attracted. And the moment it says, who gives to the dead and calls those things which do not exist as so they did. So Kenya ambacho unataka kuona ndicho unaongea. You don't speak at nakataa kuwa maskini, I'll never be poor. It's something that I have come to a place of epignosis. Continue. Next verse. Niwewe ume niwezesha hapa nilipo
jinsi nilivyo, ni wewe umeniwezesha.
Who contrary to hope, in hope believed, so that he became the father of many nations. According to what was spoken, so shall your descendants be. Next verse. Next verse. And not being weak in faith, he did not consider his own body already dead. You know, he changed his mindset. Like, my God, I don't know how to articulate this truth. You know, now something shifted. There was a mindset shift. He did not consider his own body like ya kwamba hii mwili haiwezi kazaa. So Bible says that contrary to the natural, this man shifted his focus. His focus was not in its inability to give birth. His focus now was on how he's going to become a father of many nations. And he says, next verse. He did not waver the promise of God through unbelief, but was strengthened in faith, giving glory to God. In other words, he began to praise God. I have a child. He began to glorify God. I have a child. There was a mindset shift. Now he stopped concentrating on I don't have a child. No. Whatever is like unto itself is drawn. So now Abraham is not focusing on his lack of children. He's now focusing on, my goodness, he's now focusing on, I am now a father of many nations. And what do? I glorify God. I am not glorifying God because he's going to do. No, the mindset has shifted. Hebrews 12 verse number 2. Hapa nilipo jinsi nilivyo, ni wewe umeniwezesha.
Hapa nilipo jinsi nilivyo, ni wewe umeniwezesha.
There's something I want to put it Makaya. TLB. Let's try TLB. Ni wewe umeniwezesha. TPT. Good. It's a very powerful. No. There's something that he has mentioned about you, but there's something I want you to see about Jesus. It says, we look away from the natural realm. Now, if you want to be rich, what do? You look away from poverty. It's a spiritual law. If you want to succeed, you look away from failure. Like, hakuna mahali utatamuka the word failure. Hakuna mahali you will ever imagine yourself a failure. He gives us how we should win in this life. And it says, we look away from the natural realm and we fasten our gaze unto Jesus, all birthed faith within us and all leads us forward into faith perfection. Look at this. His example is this, because his heart was focused on the joy of knowing that you would be his. In other words, now Jesus hakuwa anaangalia msalaba. Now there was a mindset shift. Now the focus now Jesus is anaangalia after I am crucified, I will become the holder and the finisher of their faith. Now Hata anapobeba msalaba, angalie msalaba. No, his mind has shifted. He is looking at, he says, we was focused on the joy of knowing that you would be his. He endured the agony of the cross and conquered its humiliation, and now sits exalted at the right hand of the throne of God. Amplified. Amplified. Look at this. Kwenye dhoruba katika jangwa. Look at this. For the joy of obtaining the prize that was set before him, he endured the cross, despising and ignoring the shame. In other words, kuna aibu, like, and I ignore. You know, it's one thing unaweka kwa msalaba na nguo umetolewa, like, only my body is here. Whatever you are thinking about, you attract. Kama unataka ama utaki. Kama unataka ama utaki. Kama unakaa mahali umano nasikalosia nguku 2026, umano nasikalosia nguku. Ndio kalaingi kwa Greek 2026, umano nasikalosia nguku. Yo, let me tell you, I have come to realize this is a very powerful principle. Kuna vitu, you know, like if you have able to give me Job 3:25. Job 3:25. It's something I want to show you. Job 3:25. Hapa nilipo jinsi nilivyo ni wewe umeniwezesha. Hapa nilipo
jinsi nilivyo ni wewe umeniwezesha. Hapa nilipo jinsi nilivyo ni wewe umeniwezesha.
Everyone look at this. For the thing which I greatly fear, New King James Version. Look at this, everybody. For the thing I greatly feared has come upon me, and what I dreaded has happened to me. Can I tell you what happened? I mentioned this one sometimes back in the course of the year. Maandiko inasema ya kwamba Job alikuwa anatoa dhabihu kila wakati watoto wake wameenda sherehe, ya kwamba wanaweza enda kule na wazini na wakufie huko. So this man was giving an offering every time he feared. But then let me tell you, mkusiai tokea mtu ambaye anasema I fear I may fall sick, I fear I might die, I fear I might get flu, I fear I may fail. Leave that thing. Job, every time, no, ile kitu ambayo unafikiria, kama hata kama uitaki, unasema sitaki watoto wangu wapate hii, hiyo kitu by the virtue ya kwamba imeingia in your mind, unaivuruta. I know very few will understand, but God is going to help you. These men, he feared ya kwamba one day watoto wake watakufa. Hakujua ya kwamba what that which is unto himself is drawn. Let me tell you, wale watu unaonanga wana accidents don't just occur. Accidents don't just occur. Those who have heard me of late praying when we are taking off tunapoenda safari, hujawahi sikia nikiomba Mungu tuepushe na ajali. Wale those who are close to me when we are praying, I don't sisemi Mungu tufunike na damu ya Yesu Kristo, huwa sikemei mapepo ile inakaa kwa barabara. Listen to me when I am praying. Father, I thank you for the safety upon the roads. That's how I pray. Thank you for safe journey. Like in my mind, I don't give accidents attention. Like when we are beginning the journey, I shift my mind and I see myself in my destination. And this is the reason why mawimbi inayumba yumba and Jesus is sleeping in the cistern. Man, according to Jesus, there was no consciousness of accident. There was no consciousness of shipwreck. According to Jesus, he had a certain mindset. When I begin a journey, I must see my destination. Nikwambie wale watu, hata kama unaona gari ilikuwa na watu 14 na watu 10 wanakufa, hao watu, nothing comes into your life merely. Hao watu hata kama wakiwa, do you know what? That which is unto self is attracted. So, either we nuki ambanga, waliganga leni wa attract ya wandu taku alama ki ambanga. Let it sink. Let it sink. If kama unaingia gari na every time you fear, wale watu munaingia na wao kwa gari. This is something I have known. Wale watu munaingia na wao kwa gari wako ni muthemba wako masoni mamo baya umemo luka thimwe nendo kwete kwa luka laisi you alamu lukite na million. So don't expect anything. Let me tell you, there's a certain mindset I want to develop in the year 2026. There are certain kind of members I want to attract. Wait for me. When I encountered this truth, there's a certain way I want to think. If you have been close to me, when I begin to do something, I don't allow room for someone to tell me it cannot happen. Those who know me, there's a time we pushed with the Ken here until I had to tell them now surrender. I never bought any thought. You know, when I focus, sometimes back, I used to come to church, and when I come here, I used to sleep here, and I'm not praying. I am forming things. Actually, that is how that store came into existence. And you know, I began to think about how can we store our instruments, and I began to meditate. And I don't know whether you'll understand these things. And I began to meditate, and when within less than 1 week a man shows up, and he began to ask, what can we do that? I thought this is how we are going to do it. You know, see, idea. I had meditated. You remember sometimes back before we had the camera, I stood here and told you, sahi nasimama hapa naona camera iko hapa mbele. Let me tell you, and by that time, even you know, when you begin to think about something, wherever it is, it begins to levitate towards you. So what happens? A good sister of mine, she was disposing these cameras. There were 2 of them. But it came at a point whereby I began to think about it. And by the virtue that I am thinking about a camera, I began to draw it. And that is how we bought the camera. Give me Philippians 4:8. Philippians 4:8. Hapa nilipo, jinsi nilivyo, ni wewe umeniwezesha. Hapa nilipo, jinsi nilivyo, ni wewe umeniwezesha. Katika jangwa, kwenye dhoruba, umekuwa nami. Thank you. Ane, Mungu asaidie mwenye atashika this concept. Ushaisikia nimewaambia there's a time I will begin to think about a certain person, and that person calls me. There's a way I can think about Ken Yundumiambesa, and you will have to send me that money. There is a way. It's a deep thing, but God is going to help you to understand. There is a way you begin thinking about money, and you attract it. And you attract it. You don't think of luck. Money is spiritual. There's a way you can meditate on money, and the money begins to come towards you. This is a spiritual thing. It is drawn. And that's why this man of God, Apostle Paul, anasema hivi. This is a verse that you need to meditate for it for the remaining years, the days of the year. Sema, thank you. Finally, brethren, whatever things are true, whatever things are noble, whatever things are just, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are of good report, if there is any virtue and if there is anything praiseworthy, meditate on these things. This is our thought syllabus. You should not think about anything outside this. You should be thinking about things that are true. Ukiona mtu amekuletea kitu ambacho ni propaganda za siasa, you change, you look away. You don't meditate on lies. He says, whatever things are noble, do not whatever things you let me tell you, brothers and sisters, don't achana mambo ya pesa. No, unakaa hivi, you think about nobility. You think about noble things. Noble things. Usiwahi kaa chini uanze kufikiria vitu za ufukara. Vitu ziko chini. You should never think of innobility. Noble. Whatever things are just, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are of good report. Ukiletewa a bad report, don't think about it. Ukiletewa a bad report, like he said, profits are doubling, customers are coming, and then mindset here. There will be no place for me to think about. There's a day he quoted this scripture very powerfully. And the tower of stop is in heavens. Let us make a name for ourselves, lest he scattered abroad of KJV. Good. And now nothing will be trained from them which they have imagined to do. Hawakuwa wamejenga, they had just imagined. Na Mungu akaona whatever these guys have imagined, they drew the attention of God. That which is unto self is drawn. Now, like Mungu aliona ya kwamba their imaginations were very powerful, and Mungu akaona ya kwamba hakuna kitu hao wapendwa wamefikiria ya kwamba haiwezi kafanyika, and that's why God had to calm down. Hawakuwa wamejenga tayari, they had just imagined. Your thoughts are like magnets. They have got very strong, powerful forces, and they draw anything that they are thinking about. Chochote ambacho unafikiria, let me tell you, the way I took the pastor's seat nikapeleka kwa ushers, intentionally, and I'm not going to force it. Wait, you will see it manifesting. You will see new chairs here. I sit down and I have a picture of them and I begin to meditate on them. I spend hours on meditation, Christian meditation. I meditate on things that are pure. I meditate on things that are noble. I meditate on things that are of good report. Anything that I want, I meditate it. There's a time Isaac went to meditate about his wife. Genesis 24:63. Genesis 24 verse 63. He went to meditate about his wife. Genesis 24 verse number 63. Everything is a mindset. Everything is a mindset. Everything is a mindset. Everything. Poverty is a mindset. Success is a mindset. Sickness is a mindset. Prosperity is a mindset. Everything is a mindset. Look at this guy. Actually, he was waiting for his wife, and he went in the field, and Isaac went out to meditate in the field at the eventide. And he lifted up his eyes, and he saw, and behold, the camels were coming. These men, he went to meditate. And the moment he began to meditate, he began to draw. Go and learn the book of Psalms about the meditations of David. David was a meditator. Kama kuna word kama hiyo. David, let me tell you, it's a spiritual principle. anything that you want, meditate it. Many times, if I want a new shoe, I meditate on it. Sometimes I'll get a screenshot. That's me. Sometimes I'll get a screenshot. There's one of my shoes someone bought for me. I just love the shoe. I began to meditate on it. I got a screenshot. And someone bought it. Actually, this life. If I want a new suit, I have got screenshots here of the and let me tell you, by all means, those things must come. Those things must come. Those things must come. There's a time I was struggling with my phone. You saw there's a time I'll put it on my status. I want to see it there. We think in pictures. I want to see it there. And by the virtue that I am meditating on a new phone, it must come. It must come. Your mind is very powerful. Very powerful. This man, he began to meditate. Let me tell you. Let me help you. If you are in business, you have got the power to attract clients. How? Now, understand this. There is what we call harmony in the spirit. Like, if I am a businessman and I am selling, I am not going to attract sellers. There is a man who is thinking about the phone I am selling. Now, those thoughts, there must be harmony in the spirit. Like, there's a man thinking about buying something of that kind. And now, that which is like unto itself is drawn. Now, because I am selling this phone and I am thinking about selling it, there's another person who is thinking about buying it, and that's why he will be drawn to my shop. Have you wondered kwa nini watu wengine wanakuaga na mabiashara ndani hata si huku nje, na unaona mtu anaenda hadi huko ndani? Sometimes several times I go to Isli, and these guys wanakuaga na zile mnazitanga daspi za Waislamu. Anasimamanga, I have seen it intentionally. Anasimama kwa mlango na unaona he is parabolating something. Aongei lakini unaona anasema, and he is doing that. Let me tell you, that is meditation, but meditation in the other kingdom. There's something called, those who have learned about the Western meditation, that is, it's not of God. But let me tell you, many of the inventions that have been done, they were done through meditation. While I'm a scientist, you know that. Like, someone began to meditate and he began to see things. And that is how many inventions were made. Can I tell you? There's a book I shared with Vero the other day. It was my current read about the subconscious mind. It says the subconscious mind, the subconscious mind is very powerful. Subconscious mind in ile time umelala, kuna the part of your mind, ile ina make sure that breathing continues normally, blood circulation inaendelea vizuri, and it says, and I have come to confirm that is the truth. Kila mtu, if probably umeweka alarm, tomorrow nitaamka at 5, and you set it in your mind, tomorrow nitaamka 5. If you can be open with me, you will tell me even before that alarm imelia, unakuaga umeamka, maybe that means I'm 1 hour before. That's me. Many times unapata even before that alarm imeamka, imelia, tayari ushaamka maybe 1 hour. Your subconscious mind is very powerful, and whatever you commit to your subconscious mind is able to attract. Your mind is very powerful. Very powerful. And that's why we were given the thought syllabus to Kambua. These are the things you should meditate upon. Like, you are thinking about, I may get sick. You are thinking about, I don't have money. It takes a lot of discipline to walk through this thing I am telling you. You need to, it will take the whole of your life. You will begin to meditate on the thing that you want them to come, to appear. And by the virtue that unaanza to meditate is of it, you begin to draw them. You begin to draw them. You know, physically, things do not manifest into your experience instantly. Physically, things do not manifest into your experience physically. But can I tell you, the moment you begin to meditate upon them, go to Daniel 10:12. Daniel 10:12. Daniel 10:12. I'm almost finishing. Niwewe ume niwezesha
hapa nilipo, jinsi nilivyo, ni wewe umeniwezesha.
Now, look at this, everybody. Things don't manifest instantly. But the moment umeanza kufikiria, I'll buy a car next year, 2026, wait for me 2026. He says, this, you know, Daniel was praying, and there was some delay in the prayers and all that. But look at what the angel said. Everyone look at this, everybody. Don't miss this. Then he said to me, do not fear, Daniel. For from the first day, that you set your heart to understand and humble yourself before your God, your words were heard. That first day you said, I will buy a red car. Even if that thing is not there, it is dynamite. It is created. Hata kama hiyo kitu haiko, hiyo siku ulianza ku think about doing something, anazo una realize kuna vitu sasa unaanza ku experience, yet hizo vitu ulianza kuzitamani kitambo. I will tell you why are you taking so much time before your thing manifest? Asema hiyo siku ya kwanza tu Daniel ulianza, you got the understanding. Is it I, Daniel, understood by books that we were supposed to be in Babylon for 70 years. You know, now it came to a certain understanding that I'm not supposed to be here. And now it says, your first day Daniel began to understand. That is when the answer was released. But there was commotion, the king of Persia, demonic influences, they delayed the answer. And that's why the greater archangel had to be sent. Lakini hiyo siku tu ya kwanza Danieli alianza tu siku ya kwanza. The answer, maombi ilifikika. Unasikia Mungu akimwambia Cornelius, anamwambia Cornelius, maombi yako yalifika kitambo na yamekuwa kama kumbukumbu mbele za Bwana. Can I tell you what happened? Bible says while Cornelius was praying at where he was praying, because of that mindset, because of what he was thinking about, anaanza kuprovoke mtu anaitwa Peter. Don't mind about how the answer is going to come. Leave the how to God. Yani, the guy is meditating. He's meditating somewhere. Na Mungu anaanza kuprovoke Peter. Na anasema go to a street called so and so. There is a man called so and so. Nendo mwambie akuje akuombe. Leave the how to God. Vile hiyo gari itakuja, leave it to God. Vile hiyo nyumba itajengwa, leave it to God. Kazi yako ni focus on it. Give it attention. Meditate on it. The first day. Your mind, whatever you begin, go to the book of Matthew chapter number 1. Hapa nilipo, jinsi nilivyo, ni wewe umeniwezesha. Hapa nilipo, jinsi nilivyo, ni wewe umeniwezesha. Hapa nilipo,
jinsi nilivyo, ni wewe umeniwezesha.
Matthew 1:18. Katika jangwa kwenye dhoruba
umekuwa nami.
Look at this, everybody. Now the birth of Jesus Christ was as follows after his mother Mary was betrothed to Joseph. Look at this, everyone. Before they came together, she was found the child of the Holy Spirit. Joseph akajua ya kwamba msichana akona ball. Next verse. Whatever is like unto himself is strong. Then Joseph, her husband, being a just man and wanting to make her, and not wanting to make her a public example, was minded to put her away secretly. This guy is just thinking. The guy is just thinking. He has not even disclosed to Mary that I am going to leave you. Hata mwandikia barua ya kumwacha ama message, anafikiria you akastoka naye ndiye. But look how your thoughts are powerful. Look at this, everyone. But while he thought about these things, but while he thought about these things, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream, saying, Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take to you Mary your wife, for that which is conceived in her is of the Holy Spirit. While he thought, he drew the angel. That which is like unto itself is drawn. You will attract whatever you are thinking about, whether you like it or not. While Mary anafikiria tu, anafikiria. Maana sema ya kwamba akifikiria tu, the guy was just thinking. But because your mind is like a magnet, it began to attract the angel. The law of attraction. Numbers 13. Numbers 13. Verse number 3. Numbers 13, that 3. You are great. You do wonderful things. There is no one else like you. Verse 13, that 3. Bible says, there we saw the giants, the descendants of Anak, came from the giants, and we were like grasshoppers in our own sight, and so we were in their sight. We saw ourselves as grasshoppers, and that is exactly what we are. Then a man with a different spirit, Joshua and Caleb, said, let us go up at once, for we are well able to take up the land. Mindset. Everything is a mindset. If you can conceive it, you can achieve it. If your mind, if your mind can conceive it, and you see it in your mind, and you meditate on it, you need to know about you meditate on it. It's something I have realized, and I've realized it's true. There's something I've realized with my experience, that at first you may be privately pondering a particular subject, but if you think about it long enough, you will start to notice other people beginning to discuss it with you. I know if you are serious, you have noted that. Sometimes you might be pondering about something privately. Kuna kitu tu umekuwa ukiwaza. And as you continue pondering about it, you begin to hear other people saying the same thing. Ama, you begin to see relevant information about that thing. Aujaitafuta, you begin to get relevant information about that thing. Like if you want to buy a car, you will begin to draw, like I don't know whether you have experienced that. You begin to draw relevant things concerning that car. Like unaanza kusikia mtu anakuambia Mazda inakuaga na shida hii, Mazda ni nzuri, this is where you can buy a good car. Ama unaenda online to by the law of attraction, you bump into a certain site. Like there's something that is happening. There's something that is attracting those things. Unapata umeanza meditate about something, lakini wala watu unakutana na wao unapata they are also speaking about the same thing. It's a law of attraction. It's a law of attraction. When you are giving thought in a direction of something you want, you will feel positive emotion. When you are giving thought in a direction of something you want, you will feel positive emotion. When you are giving thought in a direction of something you want, you will feel positive emotion. You will feel positive emotion. Now, you will know it by your emotions. Kuna utaanza tu, like when you begin to think about buying a car, unasikia tu excited, ukijua kama ni ya Mungu. Lakini kama that is not the desire of God, anytime you think about something unasikia hiyo desire inaisha. These are serious things. I am teaching serious people. That is how you know the will of God. If you want to do something, and the more you meditate about it, the more it becomes exciting. That is a godly desire. You want to do something, and the more you think you want to go somewhere, and the more you think about going that place, you are excited. You feel emotionally excited. That is how to know that your spirit is in alignment. And I am telling you, go ahead and do it. Hata kama mtu mwingine anapinga, kama wewe unasikia, emotionally unasikia you are positive about, the more you think about it, unasikia too excited. You are like, when will this day come? When will I do this? Unasikia too every time you are excited. And let me tell you, the only way you can shorten, I'm finishing. The only way you can shorten the day of your manifestation is now you speed up by giving more attention to that thing. Kama hiyo kitu unaitaka and you want to speed the creation of that thing, you give it more attention. You can speed the creation of something simply by giving it more attention. The law of attraction takes care of the rest. The law of attraction takes care of the rest. You can speed the creation of something simply by giving it more attention. The law of attraction takes care of the rest. By giving it more attention. By giving it, nini ambao unahitaji kuona, give it more attention. Unaamka, let me tell you, I think in pictures. And there's a book I instructed you guys to read. I don't know whether you read. It's a book called The Fourth Dimension of his blessed memory, Pastor Yong Cho, the man who pastored the biggest church. It's called The Fourth Dimension. He will teach you another law called the law of incubation. I've come to realize that life is spiritual, and you must be taught how to live spiritual. Otherwise, utakuwa umesoma na utahangaika. There are things that just happen. There are spiritual laws that contribute to success. There's another law called the law of incubation. If God allows me, I'll come to share with you some other time later. Ukiona, he says Dr. Ogjo, that is a man. He has gone to be with the Lord, but that is a man who pastored the biggest church in the world. Na Yongcho anasema every time alikuwa anakaa hivi, anasema now I am meditating about 50 members, and he begins to he puts that one in incubation. Anasema for the next 1 month I am incubating that thought, and every time the man is thinking about 50 members. He says that is how he grew his church to be that gigantic church. Life is spiritual. Okay. Let me tell you, before I forget, let me tell you, kila mtu asikiza hapa. Please, if you want to attract money, wacha niwakaribia. If you want to attract money, if you want to attract greatness, I think I have said this one again here. Never criticize people who have what you need. Hata kama unaona walipata hiyo pesa during using very crooked method. Let me tell you, whatever you criticize, it inapatanga wings na ina fly. Hata kama una mwitoba, if you want time you want to be rich. Hata ukiona hata kama mtu alichukua majini, hata kama never ever criticize anyone who has got anything that you need. It's a law I have learned. Anything that you criticize, it bears wings and it begins to fly away from you. If at one time you want to be great, never criticize greatness. I mean, you can never hear me criticize greatness. You can never hear me criticize men with big churches. Let me tell you, with all the humility, I cannot criticize a man like Evangelist Ezekiel. I can't. A man who in one service, a service can have 40,000 members. Service, you can have 40,000. We say, if you are not taught about this life, you will suffer. You will suffer. You will suffer. Ukiona mtu akona results, never criticize the results. I've said, if you want that thing to manifest very fast, give it more attention. Another thing is make sure that your desire is pure. Your desire is pure. Make sure that your desire is pure. Don't allow anyone to come and tell you, haiwezekani. Make sure that your desire is pure. And your desire is pure. Don't allow anyone to come and tell you this thing, haiwezekani. And I don't know how I lack the language to articulate these things, but I am done. Until I have finished. Make sure that your desire is pure. Guard your heart with all diligence. If there is anything that you want, make sure your desire is very pure. Your emotions are in alignment. You are in sync with your emotions. Like you feel good about that thing. And you keep focused on that thing. Refuse to be distracted. Refuse to be distracted. Hata mtu akikwambia iwezekani, refuse to be distracted. Attach positive emotions on that thing. Positive emotions. Like Jesus, he was just rejoicing. He was just rejoicing, despising the cross. Attach positive emotions. Like, don't see where you are. See, now, I have one that I'm going to tell you that only our bodies are here. Our spirits are in our land. Let me tell you, next year it will be mega. Next year my mind is on buying a land for the church next year. And every time my mind is, I will never shift my mind up. Let me tell you, you will see what God can do. Because God works through our minds and our spirit. You like kila ukiniamusha, my mind is on nothing. And whatever you think about it, you attract it. You attract it. You attract it. And that is called the law of attraction. Whatever you are thinking about, you begin to attract it, whether you want it or you don't want it. Can I tell you? The people around you, they are not just there casually. You attracted them. The people around you, they are not there by coincidence. You attracted them. You are not a koinonia member because you wanted to be a koinonia member. The law of attraction, the harmony in the spirit, there is something that you want to hear, and that something is what Pastor Abel is saying. By the law of attraction, you will gravitate towards that place. And that's why he says, I have given you pastors according to my own heart. I know what you should be hearing. And by the law of attraction, wale watu unawaona kwa maisha yako, you attracted them. The things you see in your life, you have attracted them. I am telling you. Anything you see in your life, you attracted that thing. If you see sickness in your life, you have attracted it. If you see failure, you have attracted it. Anything, exception of nothing. Anything. The money you have, you attracted the money. The house you have, you are kila hata watu ambao unakaa na wao, you attracted them. Can I tell you the truth? Can I tell you the truth? Wale watu wanaibiwa. Wanaibiwa ni kwa sababu they attracted the robbers. Maana ulikuwa unafikiria nezelaka yani ngokwatwa ngeta. Na be mundu ngetso anita ngokwatwa ngingeta. Likes attract likes. There is harmony. You know, a man is thinking about what is ngokwatwa ngeta. Is attracting about ameamuka to thinking about that thing. Now, your thought is very powerful. It's like a magnet. Then there's another thought of a man who is like, nikipitia kwa hii nitashikwa geta. I don't know, it's hard to believe these things, but these are truths. Proven truths. Proven truths. Ken, ile time uliibiwa simu, you can tell us. Uliibiwa, you attracted that man. Maana kwa hiyo njia kulikuwa na watu wengi. Maana kuna vile unatembea tu ukiogopa tu inaweza chukuliwa. Let me tell you, our thoughts are very powerful. Anything that came into your life, you attracted it. Next year, I want to attract things that are noble, things that are pure, things that are trustworthy, things that are of good report. I am not going to attract anything that is bad. We are changing our thought patterns because now we know better. We are not going to attract poverty. Next year we are attracting money, and a good money. Omakusa, we will begin to meditate about prosperity. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall never lack. Even if I walk through the shadow of the valley of death, I shall fear no evil. And then he says, surely goodness and mercies shall follow me. Everywhere I go, I meditate on goodness and mercies. Anything that is in your life, you attract it. You are everything that you see in your life, you have attracted it. If you see failure, you attracted it. If you see success, you are. Stand up on your feet. Stand up on your feet. Baraka zako ziwe
na mimi,
na macho yako yawe